I think people have started joining slowly. We'll give them
Yeah,
another couple of minutes and they'll all start coming in. Yeah, I see your brand ambassador is already joining up. so,
yeah, it'll be good to have some friends on.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're all here. Rishi's come online. Keshav
all,
is online. So,
all
so
those questions
Gurbaz is
that they,
on. Gurbaz is online.
yeah, all those questions that they've been wanting to ask and never asked me, they'll be posting it here.
It's a good environment, it's a fun
Yeah,
environment also to right now to discuss these things because
true.
nothing is really deliverable, so you can blame it on anything right now you want. So you can make tall promises, don't worry, but
Yeah.
we'll work towards them definitely, of course.
And the funny thing is, Keshav is right. He stays in the next building in the same society,
Yeah.
right? So
Uh,
he sent me a hello. I can actually go to the balcony and say hello and wave him.
poor guy, I believe he's been locked into his community or wherever he's staying.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
both
allowed to
of us.
step out. Okay,
Yeah.
you're also not allowed to step out.
That's why we end up, waving each other from the balcony. At least we can,
Yeah, I believe
communicate that way.
the veteran RWA leader over there is pretty strong.
Pretty strong, dude. Very, very strong. Very adamant.
But in a way, it's good. He's saving lives. He's doing the right
Yeah,
thing because you never know
yeah,
the responsibility levels of everybody out there because somehow the responsibility really doesn't show up with a lot of us, you
yeah.
know.
True.
So I think that's another reason for keeping us home even post the lockdown
Yeah,
because I'm not really sure how it's going to be conducted out there,
yeah.
So there's no point in risking ourselves for no reason.
True.
But good to have you today. So let's start a bit.
Thanks for
So
having me
people
here.
are
Yeah,
people are coming in.
yeah,
Good to have you today, and we want to just know about how you started this journey and where you've come from. You've been
yeah.
a golfer before. Did you take up golf after you joined Callaway? How did it all happen for you? And a bit of the success stories, the struggles that you faced, the kind of
True.
stuff that you actually support. Just to grow this
Yeah,
game. That'll be
yeah.
exciting stuff to actually know because you're I guess the only company which is a company exists in India as a company, a
That's right.
subsidiary
That's
of.
correct. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
we are a hundred
So
percent subsidiary of the parent company in India.
yeah, so you guys can actually play a much larger role than anybody else because that's a bigger growth platform that you guys have. So let's
Yeah.
start with how everything began for you and golf.
Yeah, it's actually been a decade to be fairly honest. 2010 is when Callaway entered India. And to be fairly honest, I mean, I had never picked up a golf club before joining Callaway. But I was always a sports enthusiast, right? I mean, I come from a city called Jamshedpur, Tata Nagar. My father was with the Tatas, grew up there, studied
Oh,
there, and then, yeah. I mean, Tata Nagar always had two golf courses, but I never entered a golf club when I was in my school.
wow.
So but ended up playing badminton for the state, and I think every Indian plays cricket. So I was always competitive as far as sports was concerned. And then after my MBA, I landed up with LG Electronics. I was a part of the consumer electronics team in the marketing team there. And there, the business size was obviously we were talking about close to $2 billion uh, in the country, right? So, and
Right,
LG was the number one company there.
right.
So, and obviously, I mean, a lot of learning there in a period of 2 years. Learned a lot,
Wow.
in terms of distribution, in terms of marketing, and then moved on to a very, very challenging role. Nikon, the camera company, was entering India at that time. So I joined them as their first employee. I was responsible for setting up their business in India, was the first employee. And eventually I was responsible for the entire marketing. So
Wow.
we started very, very small. I still remember when our revenue for the first month was roughly about 70 lakhs a month. And but there was so much of fire. We were a team of young people, and we were out there. We knew there was a market, which was there. The market size was fairly huge, and is a great Japanese brand. I mean, everyone knew it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
between Nikon and Canon, I mean, these two brands dominated the entire camera market. So I was with them for 3 years, and within 3 years, the month when I left, we did almost 20 crores a month. So that was the size of business there for us. I mean, that's how we grew. And then, I was actually headhunted by a sports marketing company. I told you I was fairly competitive at sports. So Total Sports Asia was a sports marketing company, the MD that time, he wanted me in, so joined them for a very brief period of time. It was, quite a change, moving from an organized business to an agency business. So, I was there for a very, very brief time, and then Callaway was entering India. So they wanted someone who had a marketing experience. Unfortunately in India, it was a rare combination to have someone who knew golf and also had a corporate experience, right?
Right.
So,
right.
yeah, so.
That's a difficult match, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And it is still a tough one, right? I mean, it's very, very difficult, because unfortunately golf is still at a very, very nascent stage, right? There are not too many golfers who end up also, becoming a part of a corporate company. So again, I mean, Callaway entering India was a huge, huge thing. I mean, their rules of recruitment were also fairly difficult, but managed to, get this job of managing marketing. So yeah, I ended up, and it's been a great journey. It's been 10 years with Callaway now. Time has just flown, year after year. And for the last 3-4 years, I've been heading the India business, from marketing to sales and marketing to managing the India business. And I'm in absolute love with the business. It's unfortunate, the size of the business has reduced drastically. But, I mean, throughout this journey, I mean, especially playing golf, meeting so many different people, I never wanted to, who would like to sell soaps or washing machine? I mean, there is no, you can't have passion in that, right? I mean, here is a product, at least with cameras, I had a similar experience. You're not selling a commodity, you're selling, a dream to someone, someone who's extremely passionate about photography. And again, at Callaway, everyone who plays golf is extremely passionate about the game. So yeah, it's been a great ride. Yeah.
So tell us something, like you said, when Callaway entered India in about 2010, right? Yeah. So someone asked also, the questions keep coming up, so I'll keep relating to them as your conversation goes through. So what were the projections based on which Callaway India was floated, and by when was the company able to reach those projections?
We were slightly over-optimistic, to be fairly honest, as far as projections are concerned. By the sheer size of the population, the projection was fairly high, and I'll be very, very open about it. We've not even come close to that projection, right? There are still a lot of trigger points, but the game of golf has to grow in the country. I mean, we've got professionals doing well in the country. We are seeing academies coming up. I mean, whether it's Harmony, whether it's the new ones, Skyline Golf Academy. There are a lot of trigger points. A lot of juniors coming into the sport, but it has to kind of explode. And I guess we are still close to 5 to 10 years before golf becomes a serious sport. The good thing is, every time I end up going to a golf course or an academy, the number of juniors that I see is quite heartening. So hopefully, it's a multiplier effect. And in India, you know how it is. If one person starts, then it is an aspirational sport. And then if one person starts, then it's like when iPhone 10 was launched, or any iPhone model is launched, it's a herd mentality, right? And here is and when people are buying iPhones, they don't talk about the average selling price of buying of iPhone.
No.
But when you're buying a golf club, the kind of discussions, the discounts, the consumer walks into so many stores, it's unbelievable.
So how do you, that's something interesting, and we would want you to touch up on that. The Indian golf customer, is a little bit different. It's a different animal altogether. And what is he looking for? What's going on with the Indian golf customer?
I think the Indian golf customer is looking for everything. He's looking for the best possible product, the best possible experience at the best possible price. You know, he's a tough customer. I mean, Indian customers are tough, so he's looking for the best deal possible. But then, I mean, it's not the same with everyone. It's a process, right? And that's where, as a company, we come in and try and enhance the process. Our job is not only to sell products, but also to make them understand, right? I mean, what is why is Callaway, from a technology perspective, you know, better than some of the other products that are there? What goes into, you know, the Callaway clubs? What are the different technologies? Why a custom fitting is important, right? Why a new generation of clubs might be better than, you know, what you're currently using. And that's been something that we've been trying to value add, you know, to every golfer's journey.
So a lot of friends out here. So they're also Indian customers who get heavy discounts from the golf retailer, and they play with you on a regular basis as well. You know, because sometimes they're also friends of yours and stuff like that. You know, so one of them is asking, what is your opinion on buying equipment abroad or India? Why do people think it's cheaper outside? That's because they don't get the discounts, Rishi, that you get. Rishi Vadera is asking that question. No, it's an honest question also, but just on a lighter note.
I mean, it's a great question.
You get the best deals in town.
I think it's a great question. You know, it is something that even I fail to understand. It's just that, you know, it's one person would hear from the other and then they would think that that's the reality. But it's not the truth, right? Today, I mean, as a subsidiary, it's our responsibility to be available at the same price as what the US pricing is. And even if we are higher, we would be higher by 5 to 7%, right? And in case if you're buying from Callaway directly in India, you know, there's service, there are warranties that we ensure that, you know, an Indian customer, if he buys from India, is taken care of, right? Then he also is kind of assured, I mean, he's assured that he's buying a Callaway original product, right? Now, if you actually end up going to Southeast Asia, I mean, you might, it's a chance, or anywhere in the world, I mean, it's a chance that you might end up going to the wrong store and, you know, buying a fake club. I mean, you don't have a complete control on that, right? And the other thing is, we also ensure that, you know, we give a proper experience, as I said. I mean, that is something that we strongly believe in. You know, with, even if a customer is buying a 1-year-old product, I mean, if he's looking at a custom fitting, we are more than happy to give him, because at the end of the day, I mean, one of the things that Callaway globally believes is making every golfer a better golfer, right? So, and it's just not a statement; it is something that we live through, right? So, it's, as I said, it is the entire process that we believe how we can add value. So, I think it's unbelievable by why people are still buying from outside. And India, actually, as far as Callaway is concerned, we also manage Southeast Asia distribution market. I mean, a lot of people who end up buying clubs buy from Southeast Asia. I mean, significant, and then maybe the US. And distributor markets are always more expensive than a subsidiary market. So today we are launching products at the same time as, you know, US is launching at the same price. And even our custom build is coming out of the same factory where it's in Mexico. So, you know, it's an uncompromised product that we end up offering to our end consumer.
That's right. Absolutely. Well said. I think, you know, you picked up some points over there, which everybody listening in should also realize that, you know, you're actually guaranteeing them authentic products, something which fits them absolutely perfect. You're going into the customer experiences of fitting them to their equipment, something which actually suits them. So I think you're taking care of them, you're hand-holding them into that experience. And I think that's fantastically done, Prashant. And, you know, Ankush Chadda over here is saying, you know, Callaway service under Prashant and his team is fabulous. And he's replaced a driver, no questions asked. So that's something that he's actually shouting out to you over there. And another gentleman is saying, calling out the Indian customer here. An Indian golf customer is one amongst the normal Indian buyer, wants the best, but at Sarojini Nagar prices. So, well, the same gentleman is asking the question: is the discount and price the same for each of the retail customers, or is it dependent on the bargain that one can drive?
No, it's, as a company, we are not, as per the Indian retail law, we cannot offer discounts directly as a company. So what we offer, the pricing is the standard pricing to almost all our customers across India, right? So there is a standard discount that we offer to all our customers, and what the customers then offer to the end consumers is something that the customers is something that the retail partners is up to. I mean, we cannot control discounts. That's against the Indian retail law.
Right, of course.
Yeah,
of course. Also, let's get into a bit of the support structure that you've actually created. It's not only selling you equipment, but also you've created a massive support structure wherein you support a lot of pros, you support a lot of teaching pros, you support a lot of academies. So let's talk about a little bit of that give back, or that effect that you have in building the sport.
Yeah. Firstly, I wish the good thing is India is a growing market. I mean, it should hopefully grow significantly in the future, in the distant future. But it is growing market, and obviously there are limitations in terms of how much we can do, right? And it's very difficult. I mean, being a golfer, being an Indian, it's very difficult for me to actually sometimes say no to a lot of people, right? Because there are limitations that any Indian operations, or for that matter any operations that are present, right? But still, I mean, we try and do our best to develop the sport in the country. I think, if we grow the sport, the size of industry will grow, and we try and pitch in to our best possible way. So from that sense, I mean, if you look at the KGA driving range, if you look at CGA, if you look at DLF, if you look at Tolly, then Oxford, we work very, very closely. Then, I mean, a lot of places we work very closely as far as academies are concerned. And it's just not about deploying, products, It's about how do we actually end up significantly improving the experience there. So in all these academies, we've got a complete, proper fitting kit, So all our fitting products are there. So whether a consumer wants a 1 inch, say if someone is fairly tall, then he has the option of using a 1 inch longer shafts. If he wants different iron heads and wants to try different shaft options, everything is there. So our commitment is just not, deploying free products. It's also about value adding to each of these academies, and also to each of the retailers that we have. This business will only grow, and and to all the golfers who've actually logged in, while I understand asking for discounts is great, but we also need to understand that it's a business for the retailer there. If the retailer can survive, he will continue to give you that kind of experience. So we'll have to be conscious of the fact that it's important. So besides driving ranges, we've got a lot of teaching professionals. We've got the top 15, 20 teaching professionals. And again, we work very closely with them. I think fortunately, one of the good aspects of this lockdown is, you've been doing a fabulous job of, reaching out to so many people and getting them connected online. So we are working closely with a lot of our teaching professionals and doing, free lessons and, and do as much as possible. Then we also do support the junior tour. So there is a junior tour which is powered by Callaway. So we end up doing that. We do a lot of junior programs, support at KGA as well. So that's happening. The Skyline, we end up giving a lot of free demo products. Harmony, we've done that in the past. So wherever I think, to pick up to start this game of golf, all you need is, demo clubs. And we are happy to actually end up giving, to supply demo clubs at no charge, I mean, that's how I think the game of golf will grow. Yeah. So
Right.
that's how we've been empowering, different academies. Yeah.
And credit goes to you for all that effort that you put in. And someone over here is shouting out, she's the highest ranked professional golfer, men or woman, in the world. Her name is Aditi Ashok, and
Yeah.
she shouts out to you and thanks Callaway India for supporting Aditi throughout her junior and amateur days. So
Yeah.
there's a big one for you from a LPGA superstar
Yeah.
of
No,
ours, which is Aditi.
thanks, Aditi. I mean, to be fairly honest, I mean, we not only Callaway, but I think all of us, the entire industry, is proud of her achievements. Tomorrow when I actually end up going to my headquarters, I feel extremely proud when I take her name out, or when I talk about Shubhankar, when I talk about Anirban. It's a feeling of great pride. So thank you for actually holding our name high. So thanks, Aditi. I mean, thank you so much.
Yeah, she's doing
Yeah,
very well. I mean, at the highest ranked Indian professional golfer in the world.
yeah,
She's ranked
yeah,
even higher than she's 148, I think,
yeah. And the
compared.
best is yet to come from her. I mean, we have extremely high
Of course,
hopes.
she's
Yeah,
very young. Yeah,
yeah,
she's very young, and she's just about there. So she's got a huge future in front. I think
yeah,
it's fantastic. So, question comes in from a little girl's father: is the
yeah.
Callaway Maverick good for a 10-year-old as the head is 190 grams and the shaft is 40 grams?
Okay. So if he can leave his details, my team will reach out. As I
Okay.
said, I mean, it'll be very difficult for me to actually,
An expert
without.
will look into it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. So I'll give you the details, or he'll just send you the details. Give him your number, and he can get
Sure,
in touch with you for sure.
absolutely.
Okay. So another one which comes out of the conversation we were just having about abroad versus India,
Yeah,
and the purchaser's thought clearly highlights that the state of affairs regarding the decimation of information to an average golfer is lacking, and it's
yeah,
high time that means are in place to give info commonly.
yeah,
So I guess there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of knowledge which is not out there. Like Rishi pointed out that question. He said,
yeah,
why do people have this misconception of this? Because there is no actual conception there.
yeah, yeah,
It's not a misconception. It's just absence of any conception at all, because
yeah,
people really don't know. There has to be something which has to be portraying a lot of stuff out
yeah,
there, information basically. A lot of
yeah,
guys don't know what's going on. I
yeah,
come across a lot of people, this guy saying he's having been with the game for almost 5 years now, getting the right equipment, info about equipment is a huge challenge.
yeah,
And it is, there may be one, two, three teaching pros out there, like you
yeah,
have about 15 or 20 of them in India.
yeah,
But India
yeah.
is a massive country. If you
Yeah,
actually
it
look at
is.
it that way,
Yeah,
there are many people, and some people don't even have access to those pros.
yeah.
So I think we need to create something on a common platform where a lot of this information actually goes out. That's what he's actually suggesting. And I
No,
think,
no, I completely agree, and I think this is an area that I take it as a serious feedback, and I can actually draw it. I can actually compare it with my role when I was with Nikon, and when we entered Nikon that time, the gray market was fairly strong.
right,
People were unofficially getting products, and there was no authentication. So we did a great campaign, which was Say No to Gray, where we did a lot of EMIs. We ensured that there was customer service warranty. So I will definitely look into this and, try and create awareness. And, at the end of the day, being an Indian subsidiary, we would obviously like, the entire ecosystem in India to grow, and more than happy to take this initiative forward.
super stuff, Prashant. Thanks so much for taking that up.
Thanks,
And
Vinod.
Rishi's actually agreeing also, and he's actually saying that he gets a lot of information from demo days done by Callaway, and that really helps. That's one. But of course, there has to be something, so this parent is saying as a result, parents end up spending hard-earned money the wrong ways and shares if someone shares the wrong info and other. So because parents talk to each other and, they might not actually have the correct info. So it may be grossly detrimental to the game of India. So I guess, what you've said is you'll take it up, and I think you'll move forward in the right direction. I'm sure you'll do something which is absolutely right over there.
Absolutely, that's a commitment.
Done. There you go, guys. So he's actually said that he'll take care of that area because he also obviously understands. I mean, Prashant's been in the business long enough to understand where the shortcomings of this industry are. And if he wants to address that, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to get better information in the future. I think thanks, Prashant, for that. That's fantastic. So looking at where we are today, I mean, we've come a long way. I think we've traveled leaps and bounds to be where we are today. And I think what you guys have done in terms of affecting the ecosystem and stuff like that, we're already miles ahead of where we were. Let's put it that way. Where we were in the early 2000s is nowhere where we are. It's a different ballgame. When I grew up, and when I see the kids I teach grow up, it's been a completely different journey. So I think we have a lot out there today, courtesy guys like you. And,
no, I mean, I would actually say, the entire credit goes to, you guys. I mean, you've been the stalwarts of this industry. While a decade sounds too long, but, you guys have been there for, right from when golf started in India, right? So I think 10 years, the kind of growth we've seen is still very slow compared to what it was from 2000 to 2010, right? So I think you guys have been extremely patient. And as I said, I mean, it's a game of passion, we are passionate about this game and we are passionate about this industry. It has a lot of limitations, but we also understand the positives out of this industry. I mean, it's a great lifestyle. It's a great sport. You end up meeting nice people. You don't, you're not hard selling a product. You're adding value to people's life. And, to actually see someone playing early morning and enjoying his round of golf, if you actually take a backseat, then, these are things, or actually see a kid doing well on tour. These are things that you feel extremely proud, right? And you guys have actually taken the lead, right? So the credit goes to you. Yeah.
Thanks so much. I mean, we've been just trying to play our part in this whole system because, the system keeps going, keeps moving, and we are still standing there and trying to offer the services that we keep on improving on as we go along. But, stuff like what you guys have right now, you offer blue grips and green color grips with your wedges. I've seen that, so a lot of my students use the product. So I keep seeing these different grips and stuff like that. In our times, I used to go to the, our local cobbler, Mochi. And used to tell him to cut strips of multicolor leather because our grips used to be leather. So I used to come home and wrap them up with dendrite. Dendrite used to be the solution, which used to mix up and then put it on the grip and then, stick it on the top with a cap. So that's how we used to re-grip our clubs. So now you have everything in color already available. So, where I come from, it's a very different ball game.
But then that is a much fonder memory, to be fairly honest, right? I mean, tomorrow if you actually sit with a group of friends over a beer, right, you will actually enjoy those memories far more. It's like, when you actually travel abroad and when you actually travel in India, say if you're traveling to one of the mountains in Europe, it is so easy to get there, right? But when you have to go to some place in India, right, it is fairly difficult, right? So I think the entire process of getting there, you end up appreciating it much more, right? I think that's why Indians are doing well. I mean, our process of achieving is not fairly easy, right? And I'm not talking about golf. I mean, generally, I mean, across different industries, different sports. I think we've seen the hard times, and that's why we appreciate a lot more from life than things which are readily available. And just to add one more point, I think from a wedge perspective, we've actually gone ahead and now we've started stamping with help of Akhil. So I think that's a cool addition that we've added during a lockdown. And
nice.
we
Everybody
just
likes
thought,
that.
yeah. So yeah, it's at a fairly basic stage, but then we thought, you have to give something exciting to our end customers. So yeah, we've done that.
And stamping is brilliant. I would love the stamps on the wedges, and I think that's something which is very cool. So I think that's a good thing. Another thing about Akhil, you mentioned Akhil just now, and he was remembering you fondly just a while back and telling us how you, in your 10 years, you're bombing those drives and how far you're hitting the ball when you play with him. So that goes to your credit also, or whether it's Callaway's credit, I don't know. That who's actually hitting those drives? Is it the driver or is it you?
No, I think it's the people around me. They kind of inspire me. Obviously, the equipment does good to you, but then, there has to be motivation in terms of people around you. So, whether it's playing with Akhil, Keshav, Rishi, my colleagues, Vidur, Kiran, and Zafar, so many of them, right? It's just that it's the Kia in the game, right? That you want to constantly improve, right? It's just not about, and that's what I like, right? The beauty about this lockdown is, I've been using it to my advantage in terms of, trying to do some workout. I'm using that time, and that's primarily because I'm playing this game. I'm in the sporting business, right? So I think it's the game which has helped me to do this. So yeah, compared to a lot of my friends who are across different industries, I still feel far more younger, far more fitter, and far more flexible, right? So I think the game does this to you. So we are all fortunate. Every golfer who's playing the sport is extremely fortunate, and every non-golfer should start playing to become fortunate, right? And that's how I think it's a great sport. A sport that you can play with friends, family. You can be, Delhi has its own craziness as far as pollution is concerned. At least you're getting that time out, going to the range, going to the golf course where there is complete silence, there is bliss, right? So there is so much that this game offers, right? I think that barrier that it is an old man sport needs to completely change, right? And it has to become more accessible. And I know ranges are coming up, and hopefully it will. Yeah.
So from the LG days, the Nikon days, to a complete golf convert. That's a brilliant guy. That was a golfer speaking right there. So
once a golfer, always a golfer.
That's a hard-out golfer right there who's just speaking for the last 3 minutes. Brilliant stuff. Fantastic. I love that one. Okay, we'll just go back to a few more questions. And we'll go into, let's go. What advice do you have for parents of present and prospective golf players regarding investing in equipment or in a 1 to 5 year period?
It depends at what stage. Yeah, it completely depends at what stage he is, right? If he's a beginner, I think he should just play with single clubs, right? We don't want our end consumers to, just end up spending a lot of money, So it actually depends at what stage the junior is. If you think he's playing the game seriously and he's serious about the sport, then there's obviously a lot of merit in terms of changing the equipment. We don't want to push products just because it's a new product. We believe that it should add value and it should work for him. That's why you guys are there to assist all the juniors. So I think there is an ecosystem which is already in place. Yeah.
Right, absolutely, you're right. A little bit more about your product. When you say product, we understand Callaway Golf India Private Limited is the company, but you have multiple products in your range. So can you just give us a little brief of all the other products which you have in there?
Yeah. So it's quite cool. When I joined, we were a golf equipment company, and today I take pride that we are a golf and a sports outdoor lifestyle company. And I would also like to add a couple of very key points which I think resonates with our business. We are just not a golf company. We are also a tech-driven company. So, the kind of engineering that goes in our product, whether it is, how many products do you know has actually used artificial intelligence? I mean, barely few. I mean, across industries, if you actually see very, very few. So we've been, one of the reasons for our success that we've seen over the last 7-8 years, at least the time I've spent with Callaway, we've been growing strength to strength is primarily we've been investing a lot of money in terms of technology. So Callaway is one, right now is our major business. Then we've got Ogio. Ogio is a bag company. And Ogio actually stands for Our Gear is Organized. So we do specialized bags for golfers, where we do specialized zero friction bags for bikers. We do normal corporate lifestyle bags, and then we do travel bags. It's a fairly interesting segment. And again, I mean, as I said, there's a lot of innovation, there is a lot of science, there is a lot of tech that goes into Ogio. Then we have this very cool work and play apparel brand called TravisMathew. It's a fairly cool brand. While it is cool, I mean, it is an uncompromised brand. It is growing phenomenally well across the US. And, the good thing about TravisMathew, at least for Indian weather, it is actually a cotton-based apparel with a lot of features. And then we do a complete lifestyle element out of it. So we do denims, we do trousers, we do shirts, we do everything. So it's a complete range. And today we are present at Iconic, which is again a premium retail lifestyle format. So I'm responsible for growing that business also. And then we've recently acquired outdoor company, lifestyle outdoor company called Jack Wolfskin, which we've not introduced in India as yet. But it is similar to what probably a North Face or Columbia Sports is globally. So a lot of interesting brands. And then Odyssey is the #1 Pada brand that we have in our portfolio. And as I said, the common theme is it's uncompromised product, technology, company. We ensure that there is zero compromise.
Super stuff. Yeah, that was a great product line out there, and everything is very, very new, very young, very moving.
Yeah.
All your products are very, like you said, it's very cool product. The way you said it, TravisMathew actually comes out with that cool vibe. It's a very young product, but it's obviously technologically it's superior because it's got a lot of moisture wicking stuff and inside the cotton. I think So it's kind of great stuff that you guys are coming with. Super stuff. I think I love your products. Which you've been offering in India. Super. Another thought comes up. Please share your thoughts on sponsorship for junior golfers by companies like Callaway, which is so much in need for progressively increasing the base.
In sponsorship, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Sponsorship. So I mean, one of the things that ITU has, I mean, we can't actually sponsor juniors, right? I mean, that is both amateurs and juniors we can't sponsor. We definitely, I mean, and obviously it's fairly difficult from a company perspective to give out free products to everyone. So there is a merit. We identify players, and if there is a progressive, difference, then we do end up giving golf clubs at a great price. But, I think juniors and amateurs, as I said, it's important for them to actually focus on the game, earn that respect, and come to a stage where, they feel, I mean, that's my personal take. I could be completely wrong, but, you need to sweat it out to, before you start taking sponsorship, right?
Right, and you guys are always there because I know the amount of pros that you support. So I think you guys are definitely there when you're at the highest stage or someone reaches the highest stage, and you're definitely going to be waiting for that person. But in the meantime, you're absolutely correct. The rules of golf as amateur golf in India prevent you from giving out anything to junior golfers or amateur golfers, let's put it that way. whether the junior amateur. But fantastic stuff here. You guys are doing some great stuff. What's the future like for Callaway now that you see the lockdown? Where do you see things at the moment for retail in India, basically generally? You don't have to really say Callaway, but retail in India generally. Do you think it's going to be the same? Move online? How's it going to be?
No, I think, online, as I said, will definitely grow. But as I've been very, very clear, it's a product that is completely experiential driven, right? You can't just buy product because it's available at a good price. And every golfer is a different golfer from a swing, from a body type perspective. So he is investing a lot of money because everyone is very, very close when very, very passionate about his swing, about the clubs that he has, right? So while online might grow, but I still think, and I would still believe that, it's a product that has to be tried before. There has to be trials. Yeah, there has to be trials before you end up buying, right? So I still think, from a near-term perspective, obviously everyone is skeptical. Everyone might just end up going to the golf course and just play around and go back. There are a lot of golfers who are also, might be very, very keen in, buying products. Some of my friends actually ended up going to one of the stores even during fact, this week, just to, spend time because the golfer inside is a very, very different golfer, right? So it's very difficult to actually kind of say how golfers will behave. But I do see that, there is a sense of skepticism, at least for the next 2-3 months. And then I think things will come back to place. As I said, when golfers have to buy products from outside. If one person says that I'm buying because it's at a cheaper rate, it is the same. It will be the same in terms of golf buying in India. If someone says that I'm buying this club, then the other one will also go. So I'm hoping that stays in from a golf buying perspective in India.
So there you go, Rishi. Just watch out. Don't travel out too much. Prashant is saying. You've been hunting around places. Must be you. So another question come up because not everybody has the information that most of us has, Prashant.
Right.
So another parent asking, does Callaway India have the system to provide trials for fitting of equipment?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you can just help us with your details, one of our team members will definitely reach out to you and try and give you the best possible experience from a tire perspective.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. So they have everything in place. I think that was a great discussion. I think, Prashant. And
thanks,
we loved what you said. I mean, your insight for this is very good. I just want to ask you one last question, which came up in another chat the other day with a golf industry colleague. So he said that since you share retail space in the same shop, so customer walks in, they see different products on the shelves, and then they choose. Why shouldn't the experience of trying it or demoing it also be the same? So this is from our friend Rahul Khanna, who said, why don't we have demo days also together so that we can try out maybe 6 or 7 brands at the same time?
No, then you
got a deal with you.
Yeah, we've actually done this in the past. I think in RCGC we've done this. We've done this in Harmony, right? It's just that as a brand, we end up we end up doing more demos than probably any other brand, right? So, it is, I'm fairly confident about the technology that goes in a product, right? So, at the end of the day, if a consumer wants to come and try every product, I'm more than happy. So, it's just that I think all the other golf companies can come together and probably set it up, and also it depends on the golf courses, how do they want, but we are not close to the idea of doing it together. We've done this in the past, and I'm more than happy to do it.
So we'll definitely have a chat with Rahul offline of Strixon. To have this in.
And Rahul is a dear friend.
We've had. So let's put it together.
Yeah.
So I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay, the last question before we say goodbye to you. What is Callaway's vision in India? Is a gentleman called Anang Sharma is asking. What is Callaway's vision in India?
Uh, Callaway's vision in India is obviously, to continue what we are doing and improving our experience and improving our reach to the end consumer, offering the best possible product at the best possible experience at the best possible price, right? And obviously, I would request everyone to try and create awareness about the game. I remember when I got into this game of golf, right, while I joined Callaway, but when I started playing golf, I got in a lot of my friends. Today, I know at least 5 to 10 of my friends who've started playing golf, and then their friends have started playing golf. I think that's the only request that I have. Please try and get all your friends, family, get them onto this, introduce them to this beautiful sport. Teaches you a lot of things, and then there are so many good things, so many fond memories, so many good friends that you make for a life. So yeah.
Super, super. Thank you so much for that, Prashant. Vani Kapoor wants to thank you. She's one of the finest Indian professional golfers out there, lady professionals, and she says, I just want to thank Prashant and his team for all their support over the years. So Vani is obviously one of the highest tournament winners on the WGAI, as you know, and she has that.
Thanks, Vani. I think you've been doing a great job. We definitely want to see you winning more in India and outside. And also, I mean, I would just, while I might be the face of the company, it's my team, and I'm very, very blessed to have such a fabulous team out there, whether it's Kiran, Ashutosh, Vidur, Shashank, and a lot of people that you don't see, on the field. I think magic works out because of a combination of people coming together, and it has happened with me in my current organization, and hopefully, it should happen beyond and also within the industry when everyone comes together with the common agenda of growing the sport, and I'm sure magic will happen then as well.
So we're definitely going to get that industry together to take out some kind of solution for this.
Yeah.
And, it hasn't happened in the past because everybody was very busy doing their own thing, focusing on themselves. But right now, in the last 2-3 months, it's kind of given us that platform where we've had a lot of chats within the industry. And the first time I'm seeing an industry actually coming together for a common cause, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
But at this time, we need to also hold our hands to all the guys in the industry who support us, the people who service us, caddies, support staff at the clubs, teaching pros out there who are independent contractors. Not always do they get paid salaries, all these guys. So we need to actually support them as best as we can. I know you're doing your bit, I'm doing my bit, but we would appeal to everybody also on the show to do their bit, in whichever way. And if you need help for us to point you in the right direction, you can call up Prashant, you can call me up, you can get in touch on our handles, and we will help direct you to the right people. So fantastic having you today, sir, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Truly enjoyed it. Thanks. Cheers.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
cheers.
Bye, everyone. Good night.